And we welcome you to the latest edition of Yankees Hot Stove on Yes. Bob Lorenz with you as we cover all the news and rumors involving the Yankees and the rest of Major League Baseball. Meredith Marakovitz with part 2 of her interview with Hal Steinbrenner is coming up. Joining me in studio, Jack Curry and John Flaherty. And guys, let's talk about the latest news. A 5-year agreement between the Players Association and Major League owners. 5 more years of labor peace. And Jack, big picture, just had to get this thing done.
Bob, when we sat here on Monday, I think the last words I said were, this is a $10 billion industry, guys. You have to figure this out. And we're going to dissect the agreement and talk about the new CBA. But I think we have to remember what the headline is. And that's what you just said. 5 more years of labor peace means it'll be 26 straight years of labor peace, uninterrupted. I thought Jason Stark of ESPN had a great little nugget. In the time that baseball have had all this labor peace, the other 3 major sports will have had 6 labor stoppages. So for baseball, keep the peace. Your sport is going too well right now to mess with it.
You know what? It made sense for both sides to get this deal done. And you think back to Monday night, I actually said, I can't believe we're talking about this because there was really no reason to talk about it. Had to get a deal done. I think of Tony Clark, the head of the union, a guy that I played with, an ex-teammate of mine. First time going through this, he got a deal done. He can go to his membership and feel good about their agreement right now. Rob Manfred obviously been through it a bunch of times, but a lot of new people on his side as well. So I think this deal had to get done, but I think it also bodes well for the future in negotiations.
You know, we can look at some of the bullet points of what happened. I know one number you're looking at is a number in terms of a year, 2018, Jack, as it applies to the Yankees. Why?
Bob, you look at those luxury tax increases, and that's one of the reasons why I think this was a win for the owners, because the luxury tax did not increase very high across baseball. The reason we're looking ahead to 2018 when it will be $197 million is the Yankees are committed to getting under that number. Hal Steinbrenner has talked about it multiple times. They want to get under that number so they won't pay any more tax, because who's looming a year later? Bryce Harper, Manny Machado. So I think as the Yankees make decisions going forward, we need to view every one of those decisions within the prism of this is an organization that is going to get under 197.
With those luxury tax penalties, it's almost a mandate now for the likes of the Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox to be fiscally responsible and get under that number.
Well, it's so important now that you have to have young players who are going to be cheaper players to try to stay under those limits. But, you know, I'm sitting here as an ex-player rep and a union guy, and when that graphic came up, there was a few things that jumped out at me. Luxury tax, and you can spin that any way you want. But also there was a word on there which was cap with the international signings. When I was in those executive board meetings as a player rep, it was a given. You were never going to agree to any type of cap. And you could talk about luxury tax. This was a win for the owners because the spending is not going to be a free market that players have always wanted and always fought for. The Yankees are going to be directly affected by those numbers.